Okay, so hopefully, as you can see, we are going to be looking today at symbolism in and in spectacles. This is our Monday double lesson, so hopefully it will take you the time of 2 lessons. There's a bit of pausing and some activities that you need to go off and do on your own, so I'm hoping this video isn't too long today. Before we get started, I just want to apologise for the Massalit situation last week. I am sorry that you had so much trouble logging in and making accounts and things. Keep trying, and I will try and get IT on it as quickly as possible, but we won't do it as lesson tasks, so don't worry about handing me in your notes from last week because there were too many technical difficulties for me to possibly expect you to have done that. So have a look at them in your own time. They're really helpful, valuable. There's loads of things on there. There's Macbeth and everything else as well. So it is a valuable resource when you can access it. Okay, so symbolism in and in spectacles. As you can see, we're going to be looking at 7 key symbols within the play. All I'm going to ask you to do is to note down all of the sort of connotations, the wider ideas, the wider purpose of including these symbols, as many kind of things as you can think of. And then you're going to write a short paragraph for each of them, for 6 of them, because I've done one for you, that just explains how it's been used, why you think it's been used, where in the play it's been used, and again, linking it back to Priestley's overall purpose. So that will be the first lesson. Okay, just 6 short paragraphs. And then afterwards, we are going to do a bit of dual coding, but I will get onto that at the end of the PowerPoint. So let's get started. The first symbol that I want you to look at is the engagement ring. Now, as we go through, you will need to pause the video, and I will have given you one sort of idea to get you started on the slides. So as you can see for this one, I've given you ownership. Okay, so the connotations of ownership, because of what marriage kind of entailed at the time the play was set. It was very much a commitment. It was very much passing ownership of the woman over from her father to her husband. Very traditional, etc. So pause the video here now and note down as many ideas and connotations as you can come up with for the symbol of the engagement ring. All right, the second symbol, now that you've done the first one, is alcohol. So I've put here a lack of inhibitions. Now, I might argue that that links to the character of Eric, especially as we know he turns very nasty after a drink, and that leads to the awful situation with Eva. So alcohol represents, for me, a lack of inhibition. So this lack of control, this lack of a sort of moral compass. So how would you link that to the play? Pause here. Symbol number 3, the disinfectant, of course. The bleach the disinfectant that Eva drank in order to kill herself. So I put here a need to cleanse. Okay, that's what it's used for, isn't it? So I want you to delve deeper into that. Why might someone be looking to cleanse or purge, for example? Pause here and have a think about it. The next one, the Titanic. I've put the spoils of capitalism. As we know, so much money went into the building of the Titanic. The rich, the richest people around wanted tickets to get on board, and ultimately it was a catastrophic failure. What might that symbolise in the play? Why might Priestley have purposely inserted the image of the Titanic there? Have a think about it. What else does it represent to you? Jot down your ideas now. Pause here. All right, we're back. The unborn child is our next topic. I've put helplessness here, okay? So I want you to think about within the play a situation where someone might have been helpless, innocent, unable to control their own fate or destiny, okay? The unborn child did not deserve the ending that it ended up with, okay? But there are lots of factors in play for that. So think about what children on the whole symbolise, but the important part here is the unborn. Okay, pause here. Eva herself next. Okay, I want you to think more of Eva as a prop in this instance. That's pretty much what she's used as throughout the play. She is used by the inspector to force these confessions out of the Burling family and Gerald. But she also represents the experiences of women in the early 20th century, and she represents a lot more. Okay, so jot down the purpose of either within the play. Like, why couldn't the inspector just come in and say, you're not treating your workers in general? Why is it important that it's personalised, and why is she used as a symbol, and how? Please pause here. Lastly, then, we've got Edna. Okay, I've put objectification, people as objects. Okay, Edna again is very much used as a prop here in the play. How is that done? Why is that done? What else might Edna represent? Okay, it might be worth thinking about the number of lines, the type of lines people are speaking, gender, etc. Class. Okay, giving you too many hints on that one. Pause here, please. Okay, as I said before, the next part of the task, now that you've got your notes for all of the symbols, is going to be to write how, why, where, and link to purpose. So just a short paragraph like the one that's on the slide here is what I'm looking for from all of those symbols. This one is about Sheila's engagement ring, which I've written for you. So I'll just quickly read it. Priestley has used Sheila's engagement ring as a symbol of wealth and materialism. Initially, the extravagant ring appears to symbolise Gerald's love and commitment, but as the play progresses, we learn it is simply to appease Sheila and sweeten what is essentially a business deal between the Crofts and Burling families. Sheila's own materialism, seen throughout the play, highlights how she has been so easily led, and thus the ring becomes a symbol of insincerity. Priestley has utilised this to showcase how the rich use money and symbols of wealth or power to resolve issues that should be issues in their lives, however superficial they may be. Just a short paragraph like that on the last 6 remaining symbols. You can pause this here so that you've got the paragraph on the screen for you. Off you go. Okay, for the second half of this longer lesson today, and I appreciate that some of you will be in school as well, so they shouldn't be taking the full 2 hours, the tasks. I would like you to do some dual coding. You can see here I've given you one quote for each character that I want you to work on, but there's a space on the sheet which will be attached to the post for you to add 2 more quotes for each character. And I would like you to add symbols, so drawings and images that are going to help you to remember that quote. Okay, there's examples on here for you to look at. It shouldn't take you too long, but try and be as creative as possible. That's all from me. I would like to see your 6 paragraphs handed in and your dual coding sheet. Okay, so at the end of today, that's what I'd like to see from you, the 6 paragraphs and this sheet. All right, thanks very much and enjoy your lesson if you are in school.